The question being asked is, which 18th century revolution was more revolutionary, the French or the Haitian, and why?
I believe the Haitian Revolution was more revolutionary because of the effect it had on slaves.
I think that the French Revolution was more revolutionary because it affected more countries than just France.
I think the Haitian Revolution was more revolutionary due to the fact that it finally gave rights and freedom to people other than white men.
I believe that the French Revolution was more revolutionary because it occurred first. So it basically started the idea.
Okay. Personally, in the crash course, it talks about how the main point of the Haitian Revolution was for the end of slavery and how Napoleon was destroyed. And I think these are key factors into why it could be more revolutionary, because slavery has been within a system of life for so long, and the fact that after being tortured and manipulated by white men for so many years, the slaves finally revolted, and it led to them being a free country and free people.
I agree with that entirely, especially about the slaves, because according to Philip Curtin, before the Haitian Revolution, slaves made up 92% of the people living in Saint Domingue.
The reason that the French Revolution was more revolutionary than the Haitian Revolution was because it affected other countries, like it caused the Haitian Revolution, and also Austria and Prussia and other European countries came in because they wanted to stop it.
If you look in France,
The outbreak of the revolution in France in the summer of 1789 had a powerful effect on the French colony of Saint Domingue, and the free men claimed that they were also French citizens under the terms of the Declaration of the Right of Man.
I think a key point of the Haitian Revolution was the fact that a man named Louverture, who was a slave and then owned slaves by himself, was a leader of this revolt. And I think that's key, because it's finally a point where a black leader comes to power and shows that he has the power and the determination to do something that a white man could be able to do, so showing more equality there. And it's key because not only is there violence, there is also politics and democracy, and that leads for freedom and citizenship for every slave on Saint-Domingue, and later it becoming its own country.
And I agree with that, but before the Haitian Revolution, Saint-Domingue was split up into 4 huge categories that were treated very differently. The first one was white planters that owned plantations and slaves. The second were wealthy free people of color who served in the militia and eventually some owned plantations. The poor white people, and the slaves that were owned by the white planters.
Another reason that the French Revolution was revolutionary was because they separated from their old rule completely. They even killed their own old monarch, while the Haitian Revolution, in the beginning at least, they didn't separate from France. They still kept trade with them. Another reason that the French Revolution was more revolutionary was because it completely got rid of the estates, and unlike the Haitian Revolution, where the levels were not organized by the government, in the French Revolution they were run by the government, and each estate had different laws depending on your state, and getting rid of that was very revolutionary.
So when they got rid of the estates, I agree. It was a big deal because like that was like their like what determined their social class before.
With the Haitian Revolution, I think social class was very important because not only did the Haitian Revolution lead to black men getting power, it also led to the rise of women in power. Because a lot of white men lost power, died, murdered, all these different kinds of things. Women rose up in power and started getting things like land and food, and started doing other things that they never really had the right to do when in France.
So now I'm going to talk about what actually happened and Napoleon when he came once the slaves decided to revolt. Napoleon decided that it was his duty to go and help the French leaders that were being taken over by these mad slaves. So he came, and the leader of the revolt, Louverture, was imprisoned and died, while Napoleon fought the rest of the slaves trying to revolt. But after all, Napoleon had to cut his losses, and he forced his army out of Saint-Domingue and ended up losing to the slaves.
A different reason why the French Revolution was very revolutionary was because it took place in multiple phases. First, there was the phase where they were forming a constitutional monarchy, and then they had the phase where they were an extreme government, and then they had the phase where there was a republic, which is more revolutionary because they tried multiple options to see what was the best for them.
Also with the Haitian Revolution, with Dessalines and Tonnerre declaring and writing the Independence Declaration for Haiti, it was mainly based and modeled off of the U.S. Declaration of Independence. I think that's a key factor because it started to set forth rights for the black race and almost equality for everyone and not just the white men. And it actually also stated that that no white, no matter what his nation, has the right to master or have property in Haiti. And I think that's key because that's forcing the white men to not have as much power in Haiti anymore, bringing equality for women and black men up.
This also talks to the four groups of people I was talking about earlier, and how more equality in between, because I said earlier that they were treated very differently, and now with giving more rights and not letting the wealthy white men host it, having property, it changes a lot in their society.
After hearing multiple points of view, our group has come to a consensus that the Haitian Revolution was more revolutionary than the French Revolution due to the fact that it was one of the first times that people other than white men had gained power, such as the blacks and the women, the fact that slavery ended, and the fact that French power was destroyed in parts of the Americas.